Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's only a few of you on the call because I was rather late promoting this. It's just a function of being a little bit busy. But you're going to get great information this evening anyway, whether you're here or whether you're watching this on video at a later stage. So what I'm going to do is go through a standard presentation for Wealth Warriors, who Wealth Warriors are, what we're about. There's still a lot of confusion. I think there's a lot of people involved in Wealth Warriors, and to be honest, there's only a few people who really understand what we're trying to do. So why have I not? Why am I not? Why are you not seeing me on the speaker? Okay, I don't know is the answer. So yeah, there's a lot of people really don't understand what we're trying to do. When you do understand it, it should be a revelation to you, because and at that point, when we have enough people understand Wealth Warriors and what we're trying to do, then we're the whole thing's going to take off, and we're all going to make a lot of money, and we're going to be kind of the saving grace, I think, for this space, the online business space on the internet. So that's the plan. And I'm not trying to self-aggrandize in any way, shape, or form, because this has been quite a long time in the making. I've been thinking about little aspects of this, little parts of this. Probably I started thinking about this about 3 years ago, and it really only started to crystallize about 5 or 6 months ago. And even then, we've had a few false starts. We've had a lot of wasted money on my side trying to get things organized and figure out what works and what doesn't. And I think that right now, and this could be wrong, I might learn something tomorrow, but I think right now is the time when I understand fully what we're trying to do, and I know how to make it happen, and we're ready to move on and get things moving, because you need a critical mass of a number of people that are out there actively promoting Wealth Warriors, but people aren't going to do that if they don't understand Wealth Warriors. So I'm going to, and what the other thing I didn't do, of course, is mute everybody. So, okay, so yeah, I still don't understand why I'm not the main on the main screen, but it doesn't matter too much, because we're going to look at I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to have a look at a presentation. So welcome to Wealth Warriors. We call ourselves financial freedom fighters, and I love that analogy, the image that brings up in your mind, that we're a small band of people that are banded together for our common interests, and we're fighting against much larger, much more well-funded, much more well-organized powers. We're the little rebels that are in there trying to fight for our financial freedom, and there are huge forces opposing us. So that kind of makes us the heroes. It certainly makes us the underdogs, and who doesn't love an underdog? But it makes us the heroes in our own lives as well, which I love that. I love that imagery. So you'll see as we go through this presentation why I believe that we're fighting against huge powers that are shaping things literally all around the world and keeping you and I from our financial freedom. So it's not by accident, it's by design, but I will we'll get to that when we get to that. So we collectively, you watching this video and you on the call with me today and myself, we want to make money from online businesses. There's a lot of benefits to online businesses, but there's a lot of pitfalls as well. I don't like the word problem. Many years ago, I replaced the word problem in my vocabulary with opportunity for creative solutions. But when I say that to people, they don't get it. So in this presentation, I've used the word problem because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. So what is the problem with online businesses? Well, there's a number of things we want. Okay, first and foremost, we want money from our online business. There's lots of other things. People say I came for the money and stayed for the friendships and things like that. So there are plenty of other things besides the money, but we've got to start somewhere. And you attract people, you get people in the door by talking about money. And generally, we want money from two sides. A business like this, or a business like the businesses we deal with, have two sides. One is the passive income, and the second is commissions from building a team. So that's what we want. We want some money. And what do we get instead? We end up paying out again and again on a product that just doesn't deliver. Okay, maybe we end up with some sort of subscription service. We end up paying every month, and we don't make enough money on our product sales or on our passive trading side to cover that monthly subscription. So we end up paying out again and again. We end up with a compensation plan that's designed to minimize your rewards, a binary structure or a force matrix. The reason I don't like binary structures is because there's always some sort of qualification. You only get 40% of your weakest leg or whatever it is, or your weakest leg is the one that caps all the other legs and this sort of thing. What that really means is the company is looking for ways to pay you less. And so the programs I like is if you've introduced if you've been responsible for producing business for them, they should pay you the full amount of whatever business whatever business you've brought in for them. Not, oh well, this leg is shorter than that leg or smaller than that leg, so you only get 20% of this and 30% of that. No, you brought the business in, you should get paid. And binary structures generally designed to prevent that from happening. Sometimes we get restrictions on withdrawal times or amounts. You can only withdraw on a Friday evening in May between 3 o'clock and 3:30, something like that. Or you can only withdraw at the weekends, or you put in a request for your money, and 72 hours. And there's no need for that. If you've got your money, if it's your money, you should be able to get your money whenever you want. So we try to deal with platforms that allow us to get our money when we want it. What else do we want? We want security of income. Once we've started earning this money, we don't want it to suddenly dry up for no reason. But what do we get instead? We get companies that disappear with everyone's money, losing the asset you've created by building up your passive business. And some of you are probably familiar with that. You start small, you start compounding, you start getting to a point where you're able to withdraw maybe $100 a day. That's $3,000 a month. And you just getting used to that. You're just thinking, now I'm starting to get somewhere. And all of a sudden it's all gone. So there's no security in that, of course. Companies that destroy your relationships with friends and families that you introduce because you build your first businesses with your friends and family, and then when they disappear, those relationships get broken. People never trust you again. And of course you don't help because you feel guilty, you feel awkward around them that they lost some money. So the whole thing's a bad dynamic. You end up with despair, despondency, disillusionment, and dejection. A lot of people don't survive that. A lot of people try online businesses for the first time, maybe the second time, but when it happens 2 or 3 times, that's it. They swear off it and never come back to it. Okay, so that's how powerful it is that we want security of income, but we end up with broken relationships and lost money. We also want financial freedom. Why not? Life's too short to live life on a budget. If we can, we want to go first class. But what happens instead is that if we do have the mental fortitude to get back up and give it another go, we just end up with another job. We're trying to motivate and encourage others not to give up and to keep on trying, and don't forget your dreams and goals and this sort of thing. And it's hard work. You don't want a job like that. And the bigger your business gets, of course, the more the job, the bigger your job becomes, the more time it takes up. The other thing we get is a constant resetting of the counters back to zero. When a business fails, we end up with zero income and zero downline on our next venture. We decide, right, that's done, that's finished, that's gone, write that off, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, start all over again. Now who am I going to contact? Because I've burned all my relationships with friends, family, neighbours, colleagues, and so on. We also want peace of mind. This is a big thing that you don't realise that a successful business can produce peace of mind, not necessarily bricks and mortar type businesses, because there's always worries about that. But certainly an online business, if you do it properly, can provide peace of mind, have no worries at all about future time and money. But instead what we get is a constant struggle to maintain a positive attitude, constant worry about the money we've been cheated out of, constant guilt about the people we've been let down, that we have let down, despair that we keep starting again at the bottom, a rationalization of our dreams and goals to fit our current income. So instead of the big dreams and goals we had in maybe on our first venture online, we shrink that down and shrink it down and we shrink it down until eventually it fits our current income. And there's, that's, and personally, I think that's really sad. And I'd like to see less people do that. I'd like to see more people try to expand their income circle to match their dream circle, not shrink their dream circle down to fit in within their current income circle. Which is really what Wealth Warriors is all about. Many of us want the ability to leave a legacy, or we want the ability to support in a significant way causes that we believe in. Instead of putting $20 or $30 into the tin for whatever charity is costing you at the local supermarket, why not make a donation every month of $100,000 or $200,000 and have it not even touch the money you're earning? That's just, you're giving away far more than you're earning far more than you're giving away. Why not? It only takes money. For a lot of us, when we have that dream, we'd love to be able to give away to worthwhile causes. Again, within our first 2 or 3 businesses, it's a big part of what we're aiming for, and we end up with those dreams and goals go out the window as company after company fails. So every time the rug gets pulled, we end up with despair. Just when we felt we were getting somewhere, it's all gone. Even more guilt that we're letting down those who we so desperately want to help. And mental pressure, I've seen people put themselves under so much mental pressure, they just really desperately want to help other people so badly, and they can't see a way of doing it, or they did have a way of doing it and it's gone now. So, these are some of the things that we want from our online businesses. Why does it happen that we can't achieve these things? I know some of them are very lofty ideals, but they're achievable, they're attainable. People have done it. And I believe in the philosophy that if one person's done it, another person can do it. So why does this happen to us? And the fact of the matter is there are forces at work that are conspiring against you and I making a lot of money from online businesses. And I've had discussions with many, many people, and nobody's been able to convince me otherwise. There are things happening in the world of politics, in the world of economics and so on, that are preventing you and I from making a lot of money online. These forces ensure that scam businesses are successful at taking as much money as possible from ordinary people. Because you notice when governments step in and shut these scam businesses down, nobody gets their money back. That money all gets acquired by that government, and you and I, whose money it is, rightfully, don't see a penny of it. And these forces also ensure that legitimate businesses suffer cyber attacks and problems with their real-world applications, i.e. massive market manipulation, and they have problems with government regulators. How many times have we seen a regulator come into a company that's doing well and say, now you need to change your rules to meet these new regulations we've just invented? Okay, I think that's either the end of that business, or that business is so not profitable after that point that it just doesn't work. Nobody's interested in it. Okay, so the forces at work against you and I are actually what I refer to as the big money men. They're not all men, but they're the big, rich, powerful elite that you normally see at the the World Economic Forum, okay, the George Soroses and the Vanderbilts and the Rothschilds and people like this, who set up a system about 100 years ago, so that, in fact, about 110 years ago this year, where a percentage of everything that happens economically in all the countries of the world flows to them. They don't want you and I to succeed, and any indication that you and I are starting to succeed, they will use whatever manipulation they can to stop it. And you can see the sense of that if you look at the situation we're in right now. The world we live in is a golden age of prosperity that mankind has worked towards for thousands and thousands of years. It's not that long ago, 90%, it's just over 100 years ago, 90% of people were living in poverty. Okay, and we've worked hard to get out of poverty, all but about 10% of the world. and all of this security we have, most of us don't get involved in wars. Most of us aren't going to be murdered in our sleep. We don't have to go and hunt for our food. Okay, so we're living a bit of a dream world in the sense of it's great time in history to live. However, with the advent of the internet and Forex becoming available to everybody from 1995 onwards, and then the advent of cryptocurrency in 2009 and that becoming available on the internet, available to everybody in the world, you and I should have been able to make a small fortune many times over. Okay, and the fact that we haven't indicates to me that there are forces working against us, stopping us from doing that. Because it's, like I say, it's a time of prosperity that we should all be sharing in. And certainly those of us who are the innovators, the first people out the gate in terms of cryptocurrency trading online, Forex trading online, is still a massive industry, a massive part of the world's population that are not involved in either of those. You and I, if we're doing either of those, we're right in the forefront, we're right in the vanguard, and we should be making a huge amount of money based on the fact we're the first ones out of the gate, and we're not. And that means the game is rigged against us. So that's why it happens. What can we do about it? The good news is it's not your fault that you've been unsuccessful up until now. The bad news is these forces are very powerful indeed. You see them destroying banks, industries, whole countries in the real world. If you've been following what's happening in America over the last 3 years, you'll realize these people are ruthless. They don't care about sovereign nations, and they certainly don't care about sovereign people. They just want all the money for themselves and none for you. In the online world, you see that even the largest players in this space are not beyond their reach. Binance and Coinbase both got hold over the coals for most of last year, and they've emerged with a huge raft of other compliance issues, another raft of regulations they need to comply with. And if you're on an exchange at all, you'll notice you've had to fill out more and more and more questionnaires. What that means is that if your local government wants them to, they have to freeze your assets. They can freeze your crypto accounts, they can freeze your Forex accounts, and hand the money over to the government. And you have no say in the matter. Okay, and if you don't believe me, well, it's true. You don't have to do much reading to be told that. The thing is, this problem won't fix itself because you can't fix the problem with the same mindset that allowed the problem to affect you previously. You need to plan things better and then execute your plan. And that's what Wealth Warriors is all about. Planning things better, executing your plan better. So what sort of plan do we need? It's got to have a wide base of operations. If we have a vertical pile of bricks, it's easy to topple. However, a wide base made of bricks is not very high, is much more stable. So that's what we want is a wide base of operations. The bricks are platforms that meet our very exacting criteria. But if you want to build a castle to survive the ages, you don't use chalk or limestone, you use hard rock like granite or basalt. And we need a plan that has mortar between the bricks because the bricks on their own aren't enough. And the Wealth Warriors community is that mortar. So the bricks are the different platforms we promote and we adopt. and the Wealth Warriors community is the mortar between those platforms. Now, this won't work if we select the wrong platforms, and it won't work for you if you don't commit to the community. If we're saying you need the bricks and the mortar, and you haven't got the bricks, and you're not prepared to be the mortar, then it won't work. We are the system that makes the whole thing work. Your commitment, well, so there's some benefits. Let me just explain this. I've probably described this the wrong way around. But imagine being in a club where you are protected from a lot of the rubbish that goes on in this space. Excuse me. And you have a number of benefits. Okay. But in return, you've got to do what the system says. You can't argue with that price. You can't. Somebody once said you can't argue with the price of success. All you do is pay it or don't pay it. And if you don't pay it, you don't have the success. So here are the things that the system needs you to do. It needs you to be committed to doing these things. Maintain lines of sponsorship across all the platforms. And I know that there's a lot of people involved in Wealth Warrior. They think they're involved in Wealth Warriors. And when I say so, which of these platforms are you involved with? They say, well, just one of them. So therefore, I know they're not really involved in Wealth Warriors. They're picking and choosing within Wealth Warriors, probably thinking we've got some insight into what works better than something else. I don't know. There's not a criticism, but if all somebody is doing is one of those platforms, this just because we're involved in that platform doesn't mean it's not going to fail. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So if somebody's just involved in Wealth Warriors and they just do one platform, it's pointless being involved in Wealth Warriors because you're not going to get the benefits. We'll come on to the benefits in a minute. So you need to first you meet your commitments, then you get the benefits. The first commitment is to maintain lines of sponsorship across all platforms. Sign up in all the platforms that we adopt. Get your personally introduced people to do the same. Support your own people by learning about all of the platforms that we adopt, and support and encourage all other Wealth Warriors, as opposed to backbiting, backstabbing, putting people down, disparaging people and so on. We expect support from all our warriors together. So that's your commitment. And if you're doing that, then you stand a chance of receiving the benefits. And if you're not doing all of those 5 things, then you probably won't receive the benefits. And that's fine. Love to have you on board. Have you as part of the family, even if it's only in 1 or 2 platforms, but you really are missing the point of Wealth Warriors if you don't sign up in all the platforms that we promote. So why do we want to do that? There are 6 benefits. The first benefit is that you never reset your growing finances to 0 just because the platform fails. And this gives you time to develop a long-term approach to building the product, the passive side of your business. And we've seen that just in the last week or 2, where we took on a couple of platforms that we thought were good. We were promised we'd be able to finish our due diligence at some point, and we would. And I checked them out for quite a long time, and I was quite happily withdrawing money, and everything was going according to plan. And then all of a sudden, people started sending me messages saying they've asked for some more fees. They've told me this has happened. I need to pay more fees. And I spoke to them and I got sorted out. I was told I was talking with somebody quite senior in the company. And I got it sorted that instead of paying these fees, after somebody's been involved for a month or so, we're going to get people to pay up front. So they pay their first deposit plus another $21 for the for this first particular fee, and that was going to be the end of that. And it was for nearly 3 days. Then people started telling me they were getting asked for different fees, more fees, and so on. Then they started asking me for more fees. And I call these types of things a time bomb trap, because they allow you to get involved, put some money in, allow it to grow. You get used to it. You're just building up some faith in them. And then they say, oh, you need to pay another $21 for this. And you go, okay, well, I've got, $1,000 in there now. So I'll put in another $21. And then they say, oh, you've done it wrong. Now you need to put in another $500 before we can process your withdrawal. And so this keeps on happening. They keep asking for more and more and more fees. And so in the end, we said, it's unfortunate that people have lost money doing that, but we've binned them. And if people have been in all the platforms that we were promoting, as I was, I didn't lose all my money. Okay, I lost some money that I'm not very happy about, but I didn't get reset to zero. I didn't lose all my prospects. I've still got three other platforms now that where my initial money is growing, and the people that I've introduced are still involved in it. Okay, so never reset your growing finances to zero just because the platform fails or is a scam. Benefit 2, introduce your friends and family to a system knowing that they will make money from the system, and you'll never have to feel guilt at letting people down and losing the money. So wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you could go back to the first business you ever got involved with and get all of those people back in now? And maybe even your second business, and you go and get all of those people back in again now. Well, with Wealth Warriors, you can do that because they'll get involved with you and they will sign up in all the platforms we have, and you'll never have to lose them again. Can we guarantee that all of those businesses won't fail? No, we can't. But if we have enough of them, if we have 6 or 7 different businesses, the chance of all of them failing at the same time and everybody just getting completely wiped out over and over and over again is minimal, absolutely minimal. So that's what you're offering people. When you talk to people who are Wealth Warriors, it's not a platform, it's a community where you get involved and you're pretty much guaranteed, as much as anything can be guaranteed, you're pretty much guaranteed to be making money from at least most of the platforms, and that you will maintain the relationships with the people that you introduce. Benefit 3, start every new platform with an existing community so that you never start a new platform from zero. So can you imagine you're halfway up a bonus chart in all of your other businesses, we start a new platform and you put in place exactly the same people as you've got in all your other businesses, and all of a sudden you're halfway up the bonus chart already in that brand new business that you've only been in for about 2 days. Okay, so what that means is you're actually benefiting from the work that you've done, introducing people, communicating with people, building friendships and relationships. Okay, so that when we start a new platform, you're already halfway up the bonus chart. Now imagine you've got 1,000 people in your group, and we introduce a new platform, and 1,000 people might be enough to get you to the top of the bonus chart. And even if not, then you can reasonably expect to make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in your first month in that brand new business. Imagine the benefit of that to the people that you're introducing to Wealth Warriors. Okay, so you build on your team building success over a long period of time. You don't keep getting it pulled away from you, and you look at all these failed relationships now because they don't trust you anymore. So this is one of so these are the real benefits. The first 3 of these benefits are real concrete benefits that you should be excited about. If you're not excited about these 3 benefits, you don't understand what's going on. Okay, and I defy you to go out there and find me any other business or any other community that's doing this. There isn't. This is the sharp edge, or the sharp point. This is where history is being made. There is nobody out there doing. I've had many messages from people now saying, I've looked at Wealth Warriors, I love what you're doing, can you teach me how to do it? Don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't think there are many people who would be suited to the role I'm in, and that sounds, I said I wasn't going to self-aggrandize. That probably sounds like I am. But if, I don't know that many people who would be prepared to commit themselves wholeheartedly to what I've done in the last 6 months to put this program together. Maybe they will. Maybe when we see better results, then maybe more people would be sold on the idea. But I think the fact that somebody has to ask me to teach them what I'm doing, means they're not really well equipped to do it, or they'd be doing it. Just my thoughts. Benefit 4, only get involved with good solid platforms that have longevity, profitability and reliability. And that's the result of the platform meeting all of our criteria. And I've got to be honest, the 2 platforms that we've just binned, I took it on somebody's word that we were going to be able to prove who they were and what the results were and so on. And I shouldn't, and we're never going to do that again. So I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser. We won't be taking on platforms. I will rather walk away from platforms if it's 95% okay and the other 5% is not forthcoming. We'll walk away. It won't just be a balance of probabilities. It will be, if we can't plug all the holes, if we can't find out everything we need to know, then we'll walk away. And if it's any good, it'll come back to us in the future. So yes, the other side of this benefit is that's the ideal, is only get involved with good solid platforms that have longevity, profitability and reliability. But if we do put one in the basket that isn't quite right, and we follow the rules, which is get started on the absolute minimum, $100, maybe $150, whatever, okay, and that platform turns out in a few weeks or a few months' time not to be suitable for us, and they pull the rug, then some of us have lost $100, okay, or a couple of $100. But that's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, what we want to do is to have so then that platform's gone, and then we can look for another platform to replace it. Over a period of time, we're going to filter out all of the rubbish platforms, and we're going to just be left with 6, 7, 8 that are good, reliable, have been with us for a long time, that are paying out properly. Okay, so that's how we're going to build it. We would like to avoid all the scams and all of the problem businesses. We'd love to avoid them, but I've learned in the last couple of weeks that may be just too lofty an ideal, and that once in a while we're still going to get caught with one. But like I say, I'm a bit older and a bit wiser, so we'll be less likely for that sort of thing to happen in the future. But if it does, if we stuck to the rules, we don't lose everything. Benefit 5, learn strategies and techniques designed to multiply your income above and beyond what's provided by the platform. That's what we do. That's what I love to do, is to take a platform, rehash it, figure out which bits go where, take some of that, put it over there, move this, merge that, whatever. And we end up with not only being able to increase our income or increase our money, but we multiply it. Okay, so we need to learn how to be the mortar between the bricks that keeps your businesses strong and profitable for a very long time. Benefit 6, have access to a training system that will help you duplicate your time and effort, which will multiply your income and financial security and decrease your workload. Now, part of the training is in our Wealth Warriors group. It's about the videos that we produce and put out. It's about having discussions with your upline about different things, because they can come upline and upline to get the right information. Each platform we introduce has its own Zoom program or training program to do presentations, and so altogether, that's it's a great training system. Once in a while, I'll do a special Zoom call to talk about a particular aspect of either a platform or the system. Okay, because what you want is to have a dozen people like you. Well, that's not true. If you're doing everything you should be doing to make your financial future happen, then you want a dozen like you. If you're sat watching telly all evening, then probably you don't need any more like you. You've got one is enough. So the criteria for adopting a platform is that it must be available in the whole world, not excluded in the US, for example. Some platforms are excluded in different territories and so on. So we want it to be available in the whole world, simply because without that, we cannot maintain lines of sponsorship across the whole world. It must have a unilevel compensation plan, not multi-level, not binary, not force matrix, anything like that. People must be able, and in fact, we almost added a platform a couple of weeks ago. They changed the way that they add people to the team and changed it into a force matrix, and so we couldn't then use that, which is a shame because it's a great program. People must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income program for a very low entry cost. Okay, so if we say, well, you need to sign up in all of these 6 platforms to a brand new person, sign up in all these 6 platforms, and they all cost $250, then that's too much. But if 5 of them are free and 1 of them costs $100, then that's, we can live with that. And the combination of 1, 2, and 3 means we can maintain lines of sponsorship across all the platforms. And a platform must be based on real world applications, not just a money game or a shell game. There's so many different money games and shell games, and so many different untried, untested systems out there. People try to sell me an NFT where I can own a single pixel on a piece of art, or a piece of digital art, and I pay $30 for it now, and I sell it in 30 days time for $60. And I'm thinking, this just doesn't seem like something I could get a whole community of people involved in. I see no benefit for it, no real world application. I see no longevity in that project. And I might be wrong, but I'm prepared to live with that. And I see money games, you get in and put $5 in, and then you get $30 in 7 days time, and you spend your money to pay for somebody else to get ahead, and it's just, these shell games have been going on since the 1980s at least. So, we're careful to weed out these things. They're just not suitable for what we want in a good professional business. We must also be able to verify the company's legal status and its involvement in the real world activities. And if possible, we must be able to meet the CEO or business owner and get all our questions answered. And again, the 2 platforms we just got rid of, there were question marks over that, and I should have pushed harder, or what we should have actually done is walked away from them. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. I've seen so many times where the company's promising to pay out so much money to so many people, you think you can't do that. You can't make that sort of money in 24 hours or even 5 days, so we're very careful about the compensation plan. And the membership of Wealth Warriors must all be able to get behind the project. Okay, so even if somebody doesn't particularly like it, like the project, they don't want to do it, all of our projects, people can't object to for moral reasons or legal reasons, so we don't get involved in anything to do with gambling, money lending, anything like that. So so people shouldn't have a moral objection to what we're doing. Otherwise, we can't maintain our lines of sponsorship. So we hold regular Zoom meetings, and I've changed the structure of this. What I'm going to do is hold a meeting like this one every week, or maybe every 2 weeks. And in between times, then I'm going to hold another Zoom meeting to introduce one of the platforms. It'll be a little bit about Wealth Warriors, so it'll be like a refresher on Wealth Warriors, and then quite a lot of detail about one of the platforms. Okay, so one week I'll do 2 different platforms. The following week I'll do 2 different platforms, and the third week I'll do a meeting like this, something like that. You and your prospects must pre-register for Zoom calls. We're fed up of people getting involved, or so you coming on the Zoom calls and just being a nuisance, showing themselves on on the screen when they've just got out of the shower and things like that. So we want to maintain a degree of professionalism, so you and your prospects register for the Zoom calls. We'll introduce the concept of platform independent community, which hopefully you're starting to get the hang of now. We'll give a very brief overview of each platform. It says 2 slides per opportunity, but I've been getting worse at that. Some of them are more slides. We'll also promote the platform-specific Zoom calls provided by the company behind each platform. And again, I'm probably not going to do that on this call, but I will do it on the individual calls, the focus on each of the platforms. We have a Telegram group called the Wealth Warriors, and the main means of communication is in the open forum. So you can ask all the questions you want about the community. The group separated into a number of topics, one for each platform. We're going to add in two new platforms, two new topics as well. One is going to be a blacklisted, or a list of blacklisted platforms where we've looked at it and we said we think it's a scam because, you know, and if possible, just sort of avoid doing it. The second topic is going to be platforms we've investigated, but they're good businesses, but we're not doing them because they don't meet all of our criteria. Okay, and so that information is going to be available for you. You're going to be able to check out for yourself before you look into any business. Have Wealth Warriors looked into it previously? If so, is it a bad business? Is it a good business, but they're not doing it? Or is it a business that we're going to be doing at some point anyway? Because if it is, then you're as well to just hold off on registering until your upline pass you their link, and then you can register with them in Wealth Warriors. All members must sign up in all platforms, and we advise to enter one or two platforms at the minimum level initially and build up from there. Again, I've seen people, and this isn't a criticism, it's just it breaks my heart when the platform fails and people say, well, I put $10,000 in, I put $5,000 in there. Don't do that. Put the minimum entry in, keep the rest of your money safe, use the minimum entry, build it up from there. When you've got confidence in that company in, say, 3 months' time, then add some more and add some more and add some more. But the idea of all of our platforms is you get in at the minimum level and you build on it using our own compounding techniques, maybe their own compounding techniques, and build it up to large income or a large asset within maybe 18 months, maybe 2 years. Don't be in such a hurry that you keep putting everything you've got in and losing everything you've got. There's no benefit in that. So people keep calling me and saying, can I add so-and-so to the group? No, you add them yourself. Don't give out invitation links. In fact, I think we've blocked use of invitation links because that's how scammers get in, or spammers, I should say. You must use your real name and Telegram username. Negative or disparaging comments will be removed, and consistently negative or disparaging comments may cause you to be removed from the group. If you're not being supportive of the group, then do you need to be there? You know, promotion of other opportunities will not be tolerated and will result in your immediate removal from the group. If you want to bring an opportunity to the attention of the leaders, send a private message to me, or if you know who your local leader is, then take it to them. The platforms we've adopted so far are Property Robots, which is crowdfunding the manufacture of pre-sold house printing robots. Tower Stake, which is basically you put your money into a staking plan, and you've got a choice of 16 different coins. You can in fact, I was going to say you can stake in all of those 16 coins. You can actually stake in 64 different coins if you wanted to. You'd need to talk to the company to get sub accounts created, but you could actually have 16 different programs on the go with Tower Stake. Personally, I use 2. One gives me daily profit, which I plow into the second one. So that's just what I do. Trade Like Crazy is a real cryptocurrency trading with verifiable results published daily. That's very exciting. Property Robots is an investment to crowdfund the manufacture of 3D CP robots, and we've got our own topic in the Telegram group. They run their own Zooms every day of the week, Monday to Friday. And it's about this: robots build a house shell within 48 hours to 72 hours from the start point. The company already has orders of over $450 million it's probably more than that now, for these robots. The robot manufacturing is in Manchester, and it's recently, it's either been or being, what's the word? Not exported, but it's being expanded to Dubai and also somewhere in the Caribbean. Okay, so we get our income, our return is 20% of each robot sold. The profits returned to your back office daily in USDT TIC20 can be withdrawn at any time. And you compound, in this program, you compound by buying more plans with your profits. So I've got 3 plans on the go now, and I'm halfway towards my 4th one. So every time I add a plan, my daily earnings goes up. The compensation plan is unilevel. You can invest in packages of 100, 250 or 500. You can invest in packages of 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000 or 100,000. And it doesn't double in 168 days. They all double right now in 252 days. But that time frame will change. So basically every 9 months your money doubles. And if you don't think that's very good, ask your bank how long it would take to double your money by putting it into a bank account. And probably 252 years if you live in the UK anyway. Excuse me. And that 252 days will vary over time. That's the control mechanism the company has for keeping things profitable, cash flow, keep cash flow flowing. You know, and when they've gone through the setup, the initial setup phase of you know, expanding the assembly lines and streamlining everything, then I'm sure that that figure will be decreasing, and you'll be doubling your money every 200 days, 150 days, whatever. But I'm sure that'll be coming down to you know, to increase your profits. There's a tremendous compensation plan for in property robots. It's a differential bonus system. You start at 8%. So if you just sign up today, introduce somebody, whatever they deposit, you receive 8%, not from your friend, you receive 8% from the company, all the way up to 40%, 14 different levels between 8% and 40%. And so if you're on 15% and somebody below you's on 8%, then you receive 7% on anything that happens below them. So it's just a differential. There are also one-time rank achievement bonuses from $250 up to $4 million. I'm not going to talk about the career builder bonuses. And I'm not going to show this, I'm not going to show this video either. But suffice to say, it's about property building robots. So you invest 25% of your intended investment amount of $100, so a minimum of $100. You save your referral commissions and daily rewards in their respective wallets, and then you transfer it when you're ready. You transfer it to your main wallet and buy another plan, or you withdraw it from your commissions wallet or your daily rewards wallet. If you do an internal transfer to move your commissions and daily earnings to your main wallet, your upline, yeah, don't worry about that. Therefore, okay, so moving swiftly on. At expiry of your plan, withdraw all the funds to your external wallet and reinvest every other plan, first, third, fifth, to purchase a new plan and take out every other plan, second, fourth, and sixth. Take that as income. That's just a suggestion. You can do what you like, but I would suggest that from a certain point onwards, you withdraw some funds as an income and you reinvest some other funds to make your plans grow. A bit of income and a bit of growth. The second platform is tower staking. It's a completely decentralized operation staking crypto via smart contracts. And what I'm assured about this is if something happens, if you get involved in the staking and something happens, that smart contract will still pay out to you regardless of what happens with the company. You can stake your coins in 4 different plans. And the plans last 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. Profits are earned daily, and you can withdraw your profit daily, monthly, quarterly, or 6 monthly, depending on the plan you've selected. And you can earn between 20% per month and 60% per month, depending on the plan you've selected and the amount you've deposited. And all funds are returned and withdrawable at the end of the plan. So there's 4 staking investment plans. The first one is the Eiffel Tower, and this is, I'm not going to go through this actually, but you can withdraw your profit from this every single day. This one, you get your profit, you can see your profit every day, but you get it returned to you at the end of the plan period, which is a month. The Shanghai Tower is a 3 monthly plan, so you can earn 35, 37, or 40% every single month for 3 months, which means that you're going to receive at least 100% over the 3 months. You're going to receive at least 100%, so you're going to double your money in that plan over a 3-month period. And this one is you're going to earn between 40, 50, or 60% for 6 months. So that's every month you earn that for 6 months. So the very least you're going to get is 6 fours is 24, 240. So that's 2.5 times plus your initial investment, and 360, 3.6 times plus your initial investment back for this one. So pretty good returns for staking your money. So you invest 25% of your intended investment, minimum of $250, and that's the same whichever plan you're on is $250. Profits are added to your account every day, but can't be withdrawn until the expiry of the plan. And on expiry of the plan, withdraw all funds and reinvest the remaining 50% of the profit plus the original stake. Again, the third one is trade like crazy. So the company has a team of 20 traders. It's in crypto arbitrage, futures trading, spot trading, and scalping. So they do all 4 of those. And each trader only risks between 2% and 5% on any one trade. And it's great because you can see the trades in the back office, every single trade they've ever taken. The average monthly earnings over the last 12 months is 15%. Sorry, 15% to 30%. All results are verifiable in the back office through another company called Bybit. You can buy a package for as little as $20 up to $100,000. There's, we think there's 10 different plans now, and they're about to add two more. The 50,000 and the 100,000 will be added soon. But you can get involved for $20. Pretty good. You get paid in USDT TRC20, and you can withdraw your profits every single day. The package expires after 3 times the value of the package. So if you pay $100, by the time you've made $300, that package is finished. And then you can take that money plus your profit and buy another package or buy 3 more packages, whatever. Buy as many packages as you want. I started off with 1 package, made some profit, bought another one, made some more profit on that, bought another one. Today I just bought a 4th package. Okay, so you can build them up, and pretty soon you'll be earning, you'll be earning a lot of money from all the different packages every single day. No automatic compounder, but you can buy a new $20 package every time you have enough earnings or commissions. And then pretty soon that'll build up, and you'll be buying $50 packages every day, then $100 packages every day, and it just goes on and on. Increase your package limit to 4 times with a very simple qualification. If you introduce 5 people with an aggregate volume of $5,000, then you can increase instead of 3x, all of your plans will be 4x. Okay, I want to go back. It's a unilevel compensation plan. It pays out every day based on the profits made by the people in your group. The Unilevel pays out down to 15 levels, totaling 42% of profit. Also, matching bonuses are paid out on their earnings 5 levels deep, which is pretty cool. You see your profit, and then you also get to see your matching bonuses every single day. Daily earnings are capped at 50% of your package value. It just is. And the absolute maximum daily earnings are $25,000 per day. So some of you are going to have to worry about that at some point in the future, where you can only earn $25,000 per day. Right now, there's presentations available in 13 different languages. There's a career plan as well. I'm not a big fan of these types of plans, but I know some people are. So when you've got to turn over $150,000, you're a rising star. You can have an iPhone 15 Pro or $1,300. When you've got to turn over $250,000, you're a manager. You get a MacBook Pro or $2,500. 500,000 makes you a supervisor, and you get a Rolex Datejust or $20,000. 1.5 million makes you a director, and you get an AP Royal Oak watch or $40,000. When you're turning over 4 million, you're a chairman. You get an Audi RS7 for $130,000, and when you're turning over $10,000, you're a president, and you get a Lamborghini Urus or $350,000. So commissions are available to withdraw immediately. Trading is 5 days per week of Forex and 6 days on crypto. So there's no trading on Sundays. Therefore, there's no earnings showing on a Monday. Deposit in USDT TRC20. The deposit fee, it sounds a little bit complicated. It's 1% plus, in fact, that's $2. 1% of whatever you're depositing plus $2. So that $100 package would cost you $103. Transfer member to member costs 1%. So you can introduce somebody and put some money into their account for them to help them get started, which is useful. You can withdraw in USDT TRC20 only. And the minimum withdrawal amount is $2, which is pretty cool. Withdrawal fee is 2%, and the strongest leg caps earnings at 50%. So it's not binary or anything like that for earning. It just means that only 50. So no more than 50% of your earnings can come from any one leg. Creating multiple accounts is prohibited. If you get caught, all of your accounts will be cancelled with no warning. 1 account per individual, but if more than 1 account in a household, all must have the same upline sponsor. So if you're introduced by John and your wife wants to also do this, and she's got to talk to John and say, can I have a referral link from you, please? If these rules are violated, all of the offending accounts will be deleted without warning, without chance to explain. This is what you need to do to get started. 1 is create an account, 2 is make a deposit, 3 is buy a package, and that's it. And you'll receive your first profits the day after. Presentations are scheduled for every weekday, Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and 3 a.m. in the UK. And the link is found in the Trade Like Crazy section of the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. I would suggest attend at least 1 presentation per week to keep up to date with the latest developments, and take new people with you. So what do you do now? Get the referral links for all the platforms from the person who invited you to this presentation, register in all the opportunities and make a note of all your referral links, and pass these links on to your existing frontline members or to people that you invite to see this presentation. Make a minimum payment into all opportunities. And if you can't, then just be sensible, just do what you can do. Ask your introducer to be added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. So if you're not already in it, ask, they'll add you. Attend a Zoom call or watch a video for each platform that you funded. And as new platforms are added, make sure to get the referral link of your upline and join as quickly as possible. pass your referral link to your existing team, and get on a presentation for that new platform as soon as possible. A quick reminder, we're building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. We only want to work with companies that are in it for the long term. We only want to work with companies that are above board. So we might have to filter a few out to get to that lofty ideal, but that's the plan. We want to build a larger asset, which in turn would deliver us a large income, whatever that asset is. Only platforms that meet our rigorous criteria are even considered, and we want to apply our rules to this industry to achieve our outcomes, not to be at the mercy of any one company. Finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and the world of online opportunities at all times. Do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. Where it's available, set up your 2FA on your accounts. And if you don't know what this is or how to do it, just Google 2FA. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. And make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries have access to this information in the event of your death. Yeah, it'd be a shame for you to spend a few years building up a small fortune in Bitcoin, and then when something happens to you, none of your dependents know that money exists or how to get hold of it. Develop a strategy for each of the platforms you're involved with and stick to your strategy. Do not use or invest money that you cannot afford to lose ever, even if it's a sure thing. Okay, there's no such thing as a sure thing. So don't use or invest money that you cannot afford to lose. All programs have a shortest route to break even. Find out what it is for your chosen programs and withdraw your initial stake money as soon as you reach that point. And about 4 hours ago, I got to the point within tower staking that I can withdraw my money, leave the rest of, or withdraw my initial stake, leave the rest there now, which is free money. I've got $500 out there now, earning money for me. That's free. I've got my money back, so I can't lose. If something happens with tower staking tomorrow, I can't lose. I've got $500 there, earning more money every day. Where are we? I've lost my mouse. There we go. So that's it. Welcome to Wealth Warriors, Financial Freedom Fighters. Hopefully you found that useful. Hopefully you see what we're trying to do with Wealth Warriors. And if not, keep looking at it, watch the video, come back and see us again, because it will eventually sink in and you'll be glad you took the trouble to do that. So I'm going to stop the share and we'll go back to the main room. I'm going to allow people to unmute themselves if anybody wants to. Nearly there. Unmute. There we go. So anybody who wants to can come and say hi. Chance for fame. That's it. Ask questions. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you'd like to see done differently. And if not, then I'll close the call down and publish this on YouTube in a little bit. In fact, why don't I do that anyway? Why don't I stop the recording? Because I know some of you are shy.